got retired. I just love it. Ivan Robinson fighting his heart out. I mean, he don't have the power, but certainly he's got the heart, great ability, moving, just keeps whacking Arturo Gatti with left jabs and right hands. I think Ivan Robinson deserves this fight so far.
Robinson's performance here tonight, reminiscent of Meldrick Taylor's first 9 rounds against Julio Cesar Chavez. Now, can Gatti pull out a last round miracle the way Chavez did? Chavez looked a little better. If you were to judge the fight by a side-by-side picture of the two faces, it's no contest. Robinson looks fresh and relatively unmarked. Gatti looks like Gatti. Good left hook by Arturo.
The uppercut really hurt Arturo's left eye there.
By the scoring of both Harold and I, Gatti needs a knockdown in this round to avoid a defeat.
Yeah, to pull out a draw, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Walk him out. All right, great. Stand back, sit back. Stop punching. Let him out. Come on.
How big a factor do you think Gatti's damaged left eye has been in Robinson's ability to land so many punches, Roy? How big a factor has the damaged left eye been in Robinson's ability to land so many punches?
I think it's been a big effect because it blinded Arturo Gatti from seeing that right hand, and Ivan landed at the right hand all night long. Oh, that was a right hand to knock Ivan cold. Ivan is almost out of his feet.
Gatti again, 44 seconds to go. This would be the miracle of all miracles if he's able to pull it off. Robinson trying to hold. Gatti looking for one big blitzer. Now Robinson seems to be collecting himself. Oh, what a right hand that was.
I think Gatti spent himself. I don't think there's too much left to pull this off.
He's still trying though, Larry. He's still trying hard, Larry.
Oh, what drama.
What a fight.
Oh, what drama. What an unbelievable fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we may well have seen a fight of the year. Let's hear it for mighty Ivan Robinson and Arturo
Gatti. Look at this. This is the punch that almost starts Ivan Robinson.
That almost knocked him cold in his tracks, Jim. Look at him. He was almost out.
Shades of the Ruelas fight. But Robinson survived that one and stood through the full 10 rounds. In the kind of fight we've come to recognize over the past 2.5 years, you see most frequently on Boxing After Dark.
Thank goodness I fight on regular HBO.
No, you wouldn't want to be in one of these, Roy.
I'm not going to be in one of these if I can help it.
Harold Utterman, how'd your card wind up?
Jim, you know, this is very interesting. I got it 95-94, 6 rounds to 4, Ivan Robinson. But, Jim, let me tell you, there's a real good argument for a 10-8 round in that 10th round. And that would even it up and cause a draw. Because, you know, when a guy gets staggered like that, even without a knockdown, certainly the judges would be correct in calling it 10-8. I almost called it 10-8, but to be perfectly frank, I thought Robinson held on and fought back enough late in the round so that Gatti only wins the 10th round 10-9, so I got Robinson by a point.
Well, too late for the chant of Gatti, Gatti, Gatti to influence the judges, but the crowd gets in one last element of support for their man as Mark Miro prepares to read the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. Judge Ed Leahy scores it 96-93, Gatti. Judge Melvina Lathan scores it 98-93, Robinson. And Judge Steve Weisfeld scores it 96-94 to the winner by split decision, mighty Ivan Robinson. Salute in his memory. Hall of Famer Archie Moore, may he rest in peace. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Mark G. Edis Arena at the Trump Taj Mahal Casino Resort on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, main events in association with Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers. This Bud's for You presents the HBO main event of the evening, the rematch of the fight of the year. 10 rounds, lightweights. Your judges at ringside, assigned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. From New York City, George Colon. From Trenton, New Jersey, Joe Pasquale. And from Atlantic City, New Jersey, Gene Williams. Your referee for this event from Sayreville, New Jersey, Benji Esteves. Introducing now the principals first. In the blue corner to my right, wearing the all-black trunks, weighing in at 135 pounds, with a professional record of 29 victories, 3 defeats. He has 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Jersey City, New Jersey, introducing Arturo Thunder Gatti. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the black trunks and the gold trim. He weighs in at 133 3/4 pounds. His professional record, 26 victories, 2 defeats, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the pride of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, introducing Ivan Mighty Robinson. 10 rounds, lightweights.
Okay, men, doing it again. Again, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch up and good luck to both of you.
Gatti says he hates having to fight from desperation, but this is a desperate fight for him. Will that make a difference?
And already the chant begins in the crowd. Gatti, Gatti, Gatti. His fans have an unequaled passion for their man. Round 1 begins, and as we've already shown you tonight, Gatti is prone to great difficulty with his left eye when properly assaulted by an opponent in round 1. And Robinson sneaks in a jab.
It starts off briskly. Robinson surprised everybody in the first fight by jumping right on Gatti and establishing that he was quicker and willing to mix, but he's a little bit more resourceful right here.
Robinson threw 112 punches in round 1 of the first fight. and said yesterday, well, I try to do something a little different at the start of every fight, so you might not see the same thing. Robinson popping his jab, and accurately so early on. Gatti going to the body.
Gatti is boxing him like he said, but he's aggressively boxing him. He can win a fight like this.
Moving his head quite a bit, like right there.
He has to move his head because Robinson is a pinpoint puncher.
Gatti actually slipped a Robinson jab there. I'm not sure he was able to do that in the first fight.
You hear trainers telling fighters to move their heads all the time, Roy. Can you punch while you're moving your head?
Yeah, you can punch while you move your head, but the one thing I like to say about Arturo already is that he showed improvement from that first fight because he made an adjustment already.
But already the redness begins around Arturo's left eye. And after Arturo landed a vicious left-right combination, Robinson came back with one of his own. Now Robinson moving to his left and jabbing as he does, and landing on Arturo's face. Uppercut and a left hand straight by Gatti. Robinson lands a left and a right of his own.
The biggest punch for Gatti to deal with here is Robinson's right uppercut. Because he's always wide open for it when his hands are spread. The way Gatti holds his hands always allows Arturo Gatti to land that right uppercut on the inside. And last fight, he totally dominated Arturo Gatti with that right uppercut.
Gatti giving a much better account of himself in round one tonight. Robinson landing and effective in the first round, but not swarming Gatti the way he did August 22. Arturo looking more energetic with more head movement, and the left hook to the body can be a good weapon for him. And he sneaks in a right hand along the ropes and rallies against Robinson as the seconds tick down in round one. And here comes the mighty Ivan. They're off to another start. And Robinson smiles at Gatti as he did so frequently 4 months ago. Two sportsmen who love to fight.
Can't stay on the ropes, baby. You got to go to the center. You must go to the center, son. You must. You must. All right. You got to jab. Please jab.
Right. They're trying to counter my jab.
Okay. Please worry about it. Don't worry about trying to fight him, Marvin. Don't worry about trying to fight him.
You're supposed to be going. Okay, now what's what? Keep stepping that way. You understand? You started moving your head good, then all of a sudden you just stop. You gotta constantly remind yourself, okay? Now listen to me. Look, move that head, move that head. Keep the pressure on this guy like that. Start throwing more uppercuts when you get in close. As soon as you get in there, let them uppercuts go, okay? And then move that head when you finish. When you finish, punch and step around the guy.
Here's one of several good combinations that Robinson landed in the first fight. In the first round, excuse me. He's just a faster-handed fighter. Gatti's going to have to fight through that in the hopes of catching him in the second half of the fight.
But while there's some swelling around Gatti's eyes, by no means the kind of difficulty we've seen him experience in so many of his previous bouts. Robinson comes out and starts round two with a combination. Gatti fires back a combination of his own. And there's the head movement that you heard Ronnie Shields begging for between rounds, as Arturo is actually able to slip a couple of punches.
Yeah, and Larry's asking, could you punch while moving your head? You're supposed to punch in a rhythm out of that. Once you get your head in that certain rhythm, you punch like he did just then. He went outside and came back with a punch. You bring punches behind the head movement.
Both fighters landed more than 30 blows in round number one. Gatti's jab connect percentage, 12 out of 36, doesn't sound great. That's better than he did in the first fight.
Can't keep waiting on Robinson. He has to, on Gatti. He has to attack Gatti some. He's letting Gatti bring the fight to him too much now.
Robinson not seizing the initiative tonight the way he did so clearly in the first 3 rounds back on August 22.
Well, I think that's because Gatti was readier for him.
There's that uppercut.
And has been a little bit harder to hit.
Roy Jones told you about Robinson's right hand uppercut. and how he tattooed Gatti with it 4 months ago.
Yeah, he has a beautiful right uppercut and a left uppercut. And Gatti has to be careful of both of those punches.
I got you. Nice and easy. Nice and clean. Let's go.
Robinson reaching for the body. He hasn't really done any body work early on. Gatti punished Robinson some to the body in round number 1. Haymaker didn't land for Robinson. Left hook does.
Cut already by Gatti, I think. Yeah, Gatti.
Yep, there's the blood. Left eye again.
That left hook seemed to just scrape Gatti as he moved away. I'm not sure it's dangerous. Well, Gatti knows the fight has started now.
Yep. If he weren't bleeding, you wouldn't be sure he was breathing. Robinson targeting the eye with a right hand haymaker. And a little left uppercut underneath. Gatti coming over the top, trying to land against Ivan. Ivan stepping up the accuracy rate down the stretch in round 2. Quicker hands, Ivan Robinson.
He has very quick hands, Joe. Super fast with his combinations.
And showing the confidence of a man who believes that he has found his ideal big fight opponent.
And he has always been good at the big fights. In his career in Philadelphia, he's been booed, but for his big
Right
fights,
hand up out of your chest. I want the
he's
right
been
hand
right
up.
there.
Get it up. You gotta go into the big shot. Get it up and go home.
No problem, Doc. No problem. Now listen to me. Listen. You gotta listen to me. Open this. Yeah. Listen to me. Okay, look. Continue going to your right. Continue going to your right. Like you're doing, okay? Look, you had the guy very confused. All of a sudden, you just stay right there. What you do as soon as you get on the inside? I told you to throw uppercuts as soon as you get on the inside. Come on. Okay, let him work. Let him work, all right? Let him do his job. Look. As soon as you get in close, throw uppercuts. Okay? As soon as you get in the inside, Arturo, give me some uppercuts, okay? Come on, here, drink. Punch, baby, punch.
Referee Benji Esteves is saying that the cut came from a butt.
Good right hand by Robinson and another.
How could you tell? How could you tell if the cut came from a butt in a fight like this against a guy like Gatti? How could you tell?
I don't even know.
Well, it's possible that he saw it. Sometimes we've seen those things happen. I didn't think there was a butt, to tell you the truth.
I didn't either.
Good body shot by both fighters.
Robinson willing to stand and trade with Gatti. Trainer Butch Catley doesn't want him to do it, but Ivan is so confident, and now Gatti's got him going a little bit.
Ivan does a good job of playing possum, too. Makes you think he's down and out, then he rallies back.
I think Robinson might have gotten dinged a little bit by one of those shots.
He's fine now. But not punching back as Gatti looks for openings, and there's another right hand by Arturo. And a left to the body, and a right to the body. I love the body work, Roy. That's a smart move.
Those are the best punches that are killed, but he has to move his head real close, though, because he doesn't go to call the big punches by Robinson. He's standing straight up in front of Robinson. He can't afford to do that.
And there's a hard right hand by Ivan Robinson. Gatti standing there and waiting for the receipt, and Robinson finally giving it to him.
Well, I guess the boxing match is over.
I think it ended in round 1.
It's a non-title fight, so again, it's scheduled for 10 rounds. Ivan Robinson grinning to himself as he evades the Gatti onslaught and goes forward in round 3.
Good jabs by Gatti, something we didn't see much of in the first fight.
Well, that was one thing he promised, was that he would jab better and work behind it.
And he's been doing a good job of that.
He's been sneaking in the body shots too. And Robinson hurts him with a 1-2 in the middle of the ring. And the blood is flowing a little bit again from Gatti's left eye. Well, no more head movement.
This is when Gatti is dangerous. But Robinson was very measured when he came after him right here. This is what everybody came to see, folks.
Oh, man.
Oh, that body shot hurt Gotti bad. That body shot hurt Gotti real bad.
Arturo's almost out of here. Ivan Robinson just doesn't have the power to put him away.
Don't believe that, Jim. He does have the power. He's just not taking his time to set it up. And you have to be careful because this is the best time for Arturo to put him away, too.
Right hand landed flush on Gatti's cheek. He makes it out of round 3, and Robinson's upset with himself for not having finished him off. 59 out of 100 punches for Ivan Robinson in that round.
Stand up. Stand your pace. You can't stand your pace now. Girl, listen to me. Listen to me. Look, you're coming up high every time. You gotta, when you finish punching, step around the guy. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Got a hole here. That was a good fucking round, but you let too much happen. Okay? Now let's go in there and take charge of this motherfucker. This guy.
Well, there you can see Robinson working on him. Gatti lost his driver's license a year and a half ago. He's about to get it back, but right now it looks like he's getting hit by a truck.
This is what he loves, Larry.
Comes out and fires twice to the body. Robinson landed 51 of 84 power shots in the preceding round. Harold Letterman, what's your scorecard so far?
3-0, 30-27. Ivan Robinson. Jim, this is the kind of fight that could make you forget Zale Graziano. Incredible fight. Ivan Robinson outboxing him, outpunching him, outmaneuvering him, just beating him in every way. So far, a shutout for Robinson.
That last fight, last round could have been a 10-8 round. But I have the same score as Harold.
Both fighters a little tired in the first minute of round 4.
Yeah, but you can bet that there will be more fireworks.
And you heard Butch Cafe, Robinson's trainer, telling him you let too much happen in that round. I'm sure it was fun, you got a lot done, but don't let it get that wild. Cognizant of what Larry said to you earlier, Gatti's never more dangerous than when he's hurt.
You know, what we haven't given Robinson enough credit for, both tonight, we did in the last fight, is how he's taken the punches.
Yes, he
I
is.
mean, that's really why he's still here.
He's doing a superb job of taking punches from a big puncher.
Right hand lands flush. Gatti smiles.
Well, as Robinson told us, if you miss him, you have to be trying to.
Come on, let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean.
Pointing out to Esteves that his head was being pulled down. Esteves says, don't worry, no point will be deducted.
Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean. You all right? Are you okay? All right,
And Robinson's ready to continue.
Let's go. Keep it clean.
Well, you talked about how Ivan likes to play possum, Roy.
He does. And it makes for a very exciting fight. This is what the fans like to see. They like to see it. One guy seems like he's down and out, then to see him come back and triumph again. He's the best at doing this.
Robinson said he wanted to hold his hands a little higher tonight and defend himself a little better. I guess Arturo Gatti's just never going to hold his hands up in the middle of a fight like this.
No, he sure isn't.
That was a terrific left-hand shot by Robinson.
You know, he's also taken those body punches very well, Robinson. He says he has some kind of secret in training that steels himself for body punches.
Wouldn't even tell us what it was. He says, I'm just not going to tell you what I do to get ready for body shot. And look at Arturo's face.
Clean that off. Come on. Take it out. I got that. Stop moving your head. You're just standing in one spot now. You understand? Come on, give me a drink. Standing in one spot. Don't stand in one spot for me, okay? Yeah, no problem. Look, continue to move your head. You got to move your head, baby. You're not moving your head. You stop moving your head all of a sudden. Look. Okay, Joe. Use the jab a little bit more this round, okay? Give me the jab a little bit.
You must there, baby.
Come on. You must hit him in the cup. If he hits you in the cup, you hit his ass.
This man is desperate. The man is winking, blinking. The man is hurt. The man is cut. Get out.
You listening to me? Punch, step around. Stay the body and uppercut.
Good left hand here by Robinson. Left, right, middle. When you go to a lot of fights, all you do is get a little older watching the fights. In Gatti's fights, you can hardly breathe.
To give you an idea of what the action has been like between these two guys, round 4 was a relatively slow round, and still they combined to throw nearly 150 punches and to land more than 60 of them, almost all power shots.
That's all I think they throw.
Gatti with a little burst of energy now to begin round 5.
Philly fighters have been fighting Jersey fighters for 50 years with fights like these.
Oh, what a vicious left hook by Gatti. Robinson against the ropes and not throwing. Now he springs off to throw the right-hand lead. And Arturo gets hit flush again and again.
Yeah, Possum, like I told you, Jim, he always plays Possum, this guy, Robinson. They're punching each other's legs and everything.
There's an old saying, if you beat a guy once, you can beat him twice. And right now, Robinson is beating Gatti twice.
Which places in question Gatti's future, certainly at this level in the sport.
Well, 1998 could turn out to be a lost year for him. Except in his wallet. I'd say he's the only fighter beside Mike Tyson that it really doesn't make any difference whether he's got a title or not because of his appeal. But you got to win.
Oh, good combination by him.
Yeah, Tyson's only lost 2 in a row.
So far, the fighters in both fights who had a little movement, a little quickness, have been dominant.
Yep. Speed kills. Vargas's speed killed Yuri Boy Campos tonight, and Robinson's speed is doing the same to Gatti.
Well, I can guarantee you Gatti won't be quitting on the stool.
5 rounds in the books. Complete dominance so far for Ivan Robinson as he looks for another victory over Arturo Gatti. There's the work facing Joe Souza, the cut man, in Gatti's corner. Nothing new about that. We'll show you what his left eye has looked like in various earlier fights, going back to his first bout with Tracy Harris Patterson in 1995. You can see what the left eye looked like there, along with the swelling around the right eye, versus Wilson Rodriguez in March of '96. Unbelievably, he came back to win that fight by knockout. The cut against Manfredi cost him the fight eventually. It was stopped in the 8th. And, of course, that's the way his eye looked in the closing rounds against Ivan Robinson 4 months ago.
Okay, get down for me. Get down for me.
No, all stop.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
No, come on. Everything got to go on.
You letting this guy.
He's got the right cut, man. Joe Souza once told me that he loved big cuts. He loves them. Souza and Gatti are a good match. Souza once told me that when he was in the Army, his job was testing parachutes. You can imagine that.
Roy, Arturo Gatti is starting to lunge and push his punches. They don't have snap anymore. What's happening?
His arm's getting a little bit weary, but he does bring one when it's time to bring a snapping punch, Jim. That's one thing about Arturo. He always can bring one when it's time to bring it. But right now, his arm's getting a little weary. He's not seeing big openings, so he's not throwing his big punches now. He's trying to find himself an opening like right there. Then he rushes the punch, like that body shot.
He crouches to go to the body and lands a big body shot with the left hand.
He rushes him only when it's time to rush him, and that's a very conservative way to fight. Actually, I should say very economical way to fight. Don't waste the big punches.
Right,
You know they're gonna land. Yeah.
Until the moment comes. Gotti's just going to have to hope that a moment comes. Esteves with the second warning for low blows. Still no point deduction.
You ready? Are you ready? Yeah. Come on, let's go. Right there. Right there. Bring it up top.
Good, sharp work by Robinson. Ducking and looking, waiting for the opening, firing those uppercuts that Roy Jones told you would score.
That has been his most effective punch against Артуро Гатти.
Landing a right cross. Gatti trying to get to Ivan's body. Left hook lands for Robinson. Now Arturo with some destructive work. Robinson still effectively taking the best Arturo Gatti can hit him with, and Gatti may be getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, I think that shot hurt Gatti bad.
Flush uppercut landed for Robinson. Round 6 comes to a close.
You're surprised they know which way the corners are after a round like that.
Put your legs out. Stop your foot up and down. Stop him up. Stop him up. Breathe deep now. Breathe deep.
Every day in the gym. Every day in the gym we work on you getting down, right? Getting down, and when you get inside, you go body, and you go uppercut, then you start the body, right? Okay, you're not doing that. You're too desperate, okay? Joe, look at his lip.
Okay, no problem. Can you open me up? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm fine. All right, don't breathe.
Don't stand straight up. You're getting up too high. Come on, get down for me, all right? You got to get down for me, all right? Move your head. When you get in close, you got to stay to the body. You're hurting this guy in the body. You're killing this guy in the body. Then you got the uppercut.
Robinson has even been getting the best of it in the infighting, as that uppercut clearly shows. If you're fast from the outside, you can be fast from the inside.
Robinson's brave on the inside. He's quick, and when he sees an opportunity, he capitalizes. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Jim, 59-55, 5 rounds to 1, Ivan Robinson. Jim, let me tell you something. This is very interesting. If this fight gets stopped by the cut on Arturo Gatti's eye, we go to the scorecards to determine the winner. Because Benji Esteves called it a headbutt. So if the cut gets worse, you go to the scorecards. Also, I think they ought to move Joe Souza inside the ring to work on Gatti, give him a little leverage so he can work on a cut or work on a swelling.
You mean between rounds, not during the fight.
Get Lou Duva on the apron now and put Souza in front of the fighter where he can get some leverage.
I was just getting ready to say, if Lou Duva has to leave the ring for Joe Souza to come in there, I'm not entirely certain it's going to happen. Duva's a big security blanket for most of the fighters he works with. Gatti, of course, is with its third different head trainer in as many fights, now that Ronnie Shields is in charge.
It's just amazing what Gatti puts himself through. I wouldn't want to be in a war and go against a platoon of these guys.
And you see Gatti trying to give Ronnie Shields the bending and dipping that Shields was looking for and trying to work to the body. But all the time that Gatti is looking for openings to do this, Robinson's just hitting him and hitting him and hitting him upstairs. Look at Ivan work. Gatti with 2 more low blows as Esteves lets him get away with them.
He tried to punch Robinson in the legs to stop Robinson from being able to move.
Punches down on the hip and the thigh.
He's beating his legs so that he won't be so mobile. And it works.
I bet you guys have tried to do it to you.
Yes, it happened to me all throughout my amateur career. And my professional career.
Right cross. Scraped across Gatti's chin by Robinson. Now that one lands on the kisser. And that one. Gatti just eating right hands here.
Taking a terrible beating at this point. Too much. Too much.
I don't care how much you love Arturo Gatti, and so many of these fans do, it can't be fun to watch him take a beating like that.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? If you start taking too many punches, I'm gonna stop this fight. You understand?
Your pen is
8 rounds. Just standing straight up. What you doing? You've been working on getting down, and then keep punching. All right? Look, I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't stop moving your head, I'm gonna stop the fight. It's the same thing. Okay?
Yeah, look at this out there. All night long. You way behind. Now you better go out there and start whipping on this boy real good, or we going home with a fucking loss.
Here's Robinson torturing Arturo Gatti from the outside, just popping him, belting him.
Well, and Butch Cafe, trainer for Robinson, without benefit of our videotape, of course, says to Robinson between rounds, you're way behind. You better go out and start whooping on this boy or we're going home with a loss.
I think Robinson looked at him like he was a little bit nuts. He said, you're kidding me.
Motivating the fighter. This after a round in which CompuBox counted Robinson throwing 117 punches and landing 77 of them.
I don't know that we've ever had a round in which a fighter has landed 77 punches.
That's just torture.
You know, we've talked about Archie Moore a little bit tonight. He fought a famous fight against the top Philadelphia fighter, Harold Johnson, losing the fight, knocked out Johnson in a late round.
Left hook landed for Gatti. Of course, with Robinson, you never know when he's really stunned or just playing possum.
Yep, and that's very smart on his part.
Now there's the low blow for which Gatti's going to lose a point. And to our eyes, of course, it would hardly matter. Arturo seemingly well behind on the scorecards anyway.
Exactly right.
So Esteves takes a point from Gatti. And Robinson keels over to get his breath. And the punch hit him in the leg, incidentally, not in the cup. So I think Ivan is acting a little bit here, as he's known to do.
Get him a break, playing possum again.
Neither of these guys is what Archie Moore used to call a Yamadou.
Are you ready?
What's a Yamadou?
I knew you were going to do that, Jim.
Let's go.
The Yamadou, Archie used to say, is a kind of a punk, a tomato can. You might have gotten that expression from Tasmania or someplace, but neither of these guys is a Yamadou.
And incidentally, you asked when somebody had landed 77 punches in a round, and CompuBox comes up with the info. Michael Spinks landed 84 of 101 against Jerry Cooney in the 5th round of their fight, also here in Atlantic City. Right now, Gatti is about as immobile and as easy a target as Jerry Cooney.
Not a pretty picture from Gatti's or from Robinson's point of view. I mean, he can see Gatti and it isn't a pretty picture, but it's a pretty picture for him.
The last fight was a split decision, as one of the 3 judges, perhaps enamored of the Gatti mystique, had him winning the bout. Arturo banging to the body as Ronnie Shields asked him to do. Robinson shaking his head as if to say, too little, too late, my man. I've beaten you up again.
Oh, good body shot by Arturo.
Arturo's alive and well again as he bangs away at Robinson. And I think those body shots have suddenly taken a lot out of Ivan.
I know they have. They've been taking a lot of them all night. And now the leg punches are also catching up with Ivan. Those leg punches, the reason Arturo was throwing was so that Ivan couldn't run from these body shots. But Ivan's smart. He'll play partner. He'll get himself back together, I think.
Gatti's best round by far.
A big rally. Just when we were about to count him out.
All right, now that's the kind of rounds you got to keep giving me, okay? Look, keep doing that. You go to the body, now look. Just try to hit him too hard to the top. Go to the body and throw uppercuts. The body uppercut, body uppercut. Keep your head moving, I got it. Keep your head moving, okay? Look.
Letting the guy work. He working your body and you're letting him work. You're standing there.
He ain't fucking hitting my body. Hit me low.
I don't care where he hitting me. He working.
All right, okay, it's cool.
You ain't.
All right.
Appreciate some. This man working his butt off. The man's that's
Stop him. Stop him.
The man is working. And you looking at it. Come on, let's go.
3 warnings, or 2 warnings and a loss of a point. That was in the 4th round for Gatti. That's in the 6th round. And there in the 8th.
But here's what the body shots have done. After throwing 117 punches in the 7th round, Robinson was reduced to throwing only 63 in the 8th. And now Gatti is clearly the aggressor. And Robinson comes back.
This is getting very dirty in here.
And it's ugly.
This is Rocky. This is Rocky 6.
It almost hurts to watch it.
The body shots have given Gatti a chance to stay in the fight. And who knows? Who knows?
But Robinson is smiling at Gatti's corner.
The doctor to look at Gatti's cut.
What is this? Is there any difference in the cut?
I don't see how anything's changed. Same as ever, but Estevez suddenly decided that the doctor should look at the cut, and Gatti's infuriated because he thought he had Robinson going with the body assault.
As he should be.
Another great left hook to the midsection by Arturo.
Well, this is what the fans came for.
Gatti he landed 24 of the first 28 shots he threw in this round. They were all power shots. He hasn't thrown a jab in about a week. Arturo Gatti fighting desperately to try to retain his status in the sport of boxing.
Doing what he needs to do. Oh, good shots.
People could watch this fight for about a week and a half. They couldn't fight this fight for that long, but...
Hey, I'd like to have the video cassette rights to all 20 rounds of Gatti Robinson.
Yeah, we're in round 19 right now.
Yep, and it's all been non-stop warfare.
Gatti is getting away with a lot of low blows here.
He sure is. I can't believe that no second point has been deducted. Because from this point forward, every low blow is supposed to occasion the deduction of a point.
Well, give Robinson credit for not wanting the easy way out. They're not hurting him, so he's not stopping. He's continuously fighting.
He's hitting him right in the mighty on the front of his trunks.
I don't think he hit him quite that low.
They're going to go to the 10th.
Start popping on that eye, man. Let's take this boy out of here with TKO. Come on, work on that eye.
Oh, listen to me. The last round, this is it. You gotta stop this guy. All right? It's the last round. Last round.
Look at those
last round. Let's go. Arturo, you gotta keep your hands moving, all right? Look, stay down low.
In a similar circumstance on August 22, Arturo Gatti came close to scoring the miracle knockout over Robinson. He never threw the body shot that might have closed the deal, as you pointed out, Roy Jones, earlier this evening when we looked at the tape.
That's right. And you see what effect the body shots have had this time already. And Robinson has fought a beautiful fight tonight. Both fighters have fought a beautiful fight. I love to see these type of fights. These two guys are great for one another.
Two former training partners and good friends. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 9?
Jim, 6-2, 1 even, 87-83. Ivan Robinson. I mean, I think that just Ivan's out punching him, out landing him. Arturo Gatti getting away with murder with those low blows. The one round I have even is the 8th because Gatti won it and Benji Esteves took away a point. That becomes a 9-9 round, so that's the even round. So far, Robinson by 4 points.
Haven't we been in this movie before?
Several times. Gatti stalking and assaulting. Robinson stopping him momentarily with the left hand. Gatti has had one 10th round knockout before in his career. He knocked out a fighter named Richard Salazar on the 10th back in 1994. Good left hook inside by Ivan Robinson, fighting under control in this 10th round. Robinson's corner asked for a TKO. I think the mighty Ivan knows that if he finishes, he's likely to get the decision again. And now up on his toes, jabbing and boxing for the first time in a few rounds. But here comes Gatti. Desperate, exhausted. First tackle of the night.
Well, something happened to Gatti's head, though.
He rubbed his eye into the canvas, it seemed.
All right? Let's go. Come in.
Some valuable time when he fell down on the canvas. Hard to see him getting it done now. He hasn't invested in body shots in this round to set up the upstairs assault. Arturo.
I'll tell you what, Ivan's throwing some good body shots himself in this round, Jim.
Suddenly, Gatti has a spring in his step. Where did that come from?
That body shot may have hurt Gatti.
Robinson giving back as good as he's getting. Gatti not able to wobble Robinson here the way he did in the 10th round of their first fight.
I think the main reason Robinson has been able to win these fights, and we assume he's won this fight, is his ability to take a punch as well as to give one.
Well said. Ivan Robinson and Arturo Gatti have completed 20 rounds of blistering warfare in 1998. And for the second time, it would appear that Robinson has earned the victory. But of course, you take nothing for granted. This is the same room in which Shannon Briggs got a decision over George Foreman last year.
What I remember is that Archie Moore, after one of these fights, the first words out of his mouth in the press conference would be, "Was that entertaining, fellas?"
And tonight's answer would be a resounding, "Oh yes." Harold, let's take a look at your card round by round.
Okay, Jim, I got it 96, 93, 6-3, 1 in rounds. Ivan Robinson. I would hate to see the judges steal it from Ivan. I thought he fought his heart out. He certainly outpunched him. He outboxed him. I mean, he outmaneuvered him. Beautiful ring generalship. He just got out of the way of a lot of Gatti's hard shots. He wore Arturo Gatti down, left him a bleeding, battered, bloody mess. I mean, to me, it was all Ivan Robinson. Arturo Gatti certainly got away with a lot of low blows in that fight. I just think Ivan Robinson dominated him enough so that he should get this decision.
But if there's a bad omen in Harold's scorecard for Ivan Robinson, it would be that Harold gave the 9th and the 10th rounds to Gatti. If some of the other judges had it closer than you did, Harold, and they agreed with you about the closing rounds, I always say, who knows? Now let's go to ring announcer Mark Barrow for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge George Colon scores it 95-94. Judge Joseph Pasquale scores it 95-94. And Judge Gene Williams scores it 97-92. All to the winner by unanimous decision, Ivan Mighty Robinson.
So another huge victory for Robinson, well deserved. And after Arturo Gatti's 3rd consecutive loss of 1998, inevitably you must wonder where his career goes from here. Final punch stat numbers, and you will see the lopsided numbers in favor of Robinson, landing 98 more punches, throwing 102 more punches, connecting at a
champion, made 3 defenses, former USBA junior lightweight champion. He arrived in Montreal. 2,200 people showed up for an open workout. Even Arturo was shocked by the interest and support that he has received on his return to Montreal, but arguably one of the most exciting men in all of boxing. Gatti has 4 losses in his career. He's been knocked out once, that by Angel Manfredi, back in 1998. Gatti insists that he can box, but Teddy, he says, I'll give one. I'll take one to give 1 or 2. That's my style, and at age 28, I'm not changing. And at age 28, I'm glad you brought that up, because you judge a fighter not by his chronological age, but by the amount of punches he's taken. And Arturo Gatti might be a little older than that when you get down to that kind of measuring, because he's taken a lot of punches. Except in his last few fights, he got a bit of a reprieve. He fought lesser guys, and he had an easier time, and he deserved it.
Here's our ring announcer, Christian Gauthier.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Molson Center here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, here is tonight's main event. 10 rounds of action in the middleweight division. Mesdames et messieurs, voici maintenant le combat principal de la soirée, prévu pour 10 rondes dans la catégorie des poids mi-moyens. Nous vous rappelons, mesdames et messieurs, que ce combat est présenté en collaboration avec Main Event. Ladies and gentlemen, this final bout is a co-presentation of Main Event. Its Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Gary Shaw, and its Programs Director, Mr. Dennis Dalton. Les juges pour ce combat, judging this bout at ringside, Monsieur André Bidégaré, Monsieur Richard de Carufel et Monsieur Sylvain Leblanc. L'arbitre, when the bell rings, referee Mike Griffin will handle all the action. D'abord, dans le coin bleu de Indianapolis en Indiana, portant la culotte noire et pesant 141,6 livres. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner from Indianapolis, Indiana, wearing black trunks and weighing in at 141.6 pounds. His professional record shows 18 wins, 8 by knockout, 2 draws in 20 bouts. Il a une fiche professionnelle de 18 victoires, 8 par KO et 2 combats nuls en 20 combats. Mesdames, Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Hutchinson. Et dans le coin rouge de Jersey City, New Jersey, portant la culotte blanche et bleue et pesant 146,7 livres. Introducing, fighting out of the red corner from Jersey City, New Jersey, wearing white trunks with blue trim and weighing in at 146.7 pounds. His professional record shows 32 wins, 27 by knockout in 36 bouts. He is undefeated. Il a une fiche professionnelle de 32 victoires, 27 par KO en 36 combats. Il est invaincu. Mesdames, Messieurs, le champion du monde de 1995 à 1997, l'aspirant numéro 4 du WBC et de la WBA. Ladies and gentlemen, he was world champion from 1995 to 1997 and currently holds the number 4 ranking for the WBC and the WBA. Introducing Arturo Gatti.
So Arturo Gatti, Joe Hutchinson being introduced. So much build-up for this fight. But Willette Hilton was so thrilling that the crowd right now, you get a sense they're almost trying to catch their breath. Let's take a look at the rules as governed by the province of Quebec. 3 knockdown rule in effect, no standing 8 count. You can be saved by the bell in the final round only. Accidental fouls, they'll go to the scorecards after 4 rounds are complete. Joe Hutchinson, 30 years of age, had 6 weeks of preparation, has not fought since April the 11th. 5th round stoppage of Alonzo Sojourny. Arturo Gatti last fought April the 29th in New York, stopped Eric Jakubowski in 2 rounds. Gatti's knockout percentage 75%, 15 first-round knockouts. Hutchinson not a big puncher against much lesser competition.
And again, just like we mentioned in the Willette Hilton fight, the beginning very important. What's important here is that Hutchinson establishes a real specific fight plan, does not stand in one spot too long, uses his speed, his southpaw style, and his boxing ability. Stay away from the bigger, stronger Gatti.
Hutchinson obviously fighting in front of the biggest crowd that he has ever performed in front of, although he has performed in other areas. in front of big crowds. He was a rapper and dancer, and at the Black Expo in Indiana, he won the Star Quest competition as a rapper and a dancer. So he says, I'm not intimidated by big crowds, and I was the underdog in that too.
And a nice kid. We talked to him yesterday. Both of these guys, very personable.
Gatti said that he'd come into the ring at about 160 pounds, weighed in barely at 147.
Just like we talked about with Ed Hilton. Couple rounds under the belt of Hutchinson. That's what he needs.
Well, Hutchinson hoping that he can extend Gatti. He knows Gatti will get cut. And he's just hoping that he can catch lightning in a bottle. Even he realizes there's not much of a chance of winning a decision here in Montreal against Gatti.
Gatti going to the right place, the body, and then to the head. You can see Hutchinson, the smaller guy, the quicker guy, likes to use those legs a little bit. That's his style. Go to the body, and that's where Gatti's going. Take those legs away. Gatti looks a lot bigger than he did yesterday when we interviewed him. Doesn't he, Bob?
Well, probably about 13 pounds bigger. As you mentioned, he's like a sponge. He dries out and then puts the fluids back in his body, and his weight balloons right back up. He says people are crazy if they think I go and I just stuff myself with food. It's mostly liquid. And he says when the time the fight is over, if it goes the distance, he said, I'll be back down to 147.
And he's one guy for his career that hopes that those states do not change the rules of going back to weigh-ins the same day of the fight. That would be a disadvantage to Arturo Gatti. He has time to put that weight in those liquids, those valuable liquids and electrolytes, back into his body when the weigh-in is the night before.
Well, he would not be able to fight at this weight. He would have to fight at a higher weight. Good left hand by Gatti. He's done some good body work here in round one against Joe Hutchinson. Here at the sold-out Molson Center in Montreal, Canada. Good round one for Gatti. Mixed punches to the body and the head. Hutchinson got some things done as well. Gatti landed 24 power shots in that first round, from the 27 that he connected with. 364.
The good news if you're a supporter of Hutchinson, or if you're just a supporter of watching a competitive fight, is that the couple times Hutchinson has been caught a little bit, he's handled it well. And if he can handle the punch well, he has a chance in this fight.
Well, he asked Hutchinson, I mean, about his lackluster opponents. 3 fights ago, he fought a guy who was 0-5. 2 fights ago, a guy who was 4-17. His last fight, a guy who was 2-13. He said, yeah, I don't have a good record. Gatti has all the experience here, but I'm going to prove by stepping up and taking Gatti that I can fight with these guys. That remains to be seen. But he's not scared, that's for sure.
And there's one element that you can never discount. When a guy has never lost, he has not learned how to lose. And he gives up that zero very, very begrudgingly. Right now, Gatti, a little bit like Hilton, looking for one punch, maybe too much. Allowing the style of the smaller man to be effective. Even though Hutchinson's doing well here, he shouldn't stand in front too long.
If he keeps those hands moving, not a bad idea, right?
No, and especially with Gatti when he goes defensive, Bob. You'll watch as the fight goes on. Warning for the heads there. There was a clash earlier. Referee trying to keep control. You'll watch as the fight goes on. Our cameras will pick it up. Sometimes Gatti goes defensive too long, and if you stay with him and you let your hands go, you can get a lot of shots off for free. In other words, he doesn't mix offense with defense real well. He does one or the other. When he's on defense, you can punch like that, and you can stay with him.
A little swelling on the left eye of Gatti, but he starts to swell after the opening bell. Got hit with a right hand, and he didn't like it. Oh, Gatti's cut.
Might have left from the head.
Left eye is cut. Hutchinson landed some decent, that's a bad cut on the left eyebrow. Now remember, you got to get through 4 rounds Now, if it's an accidental clash of heads, it's going to be a technical draw. That is a brutal cut. Gatti's saying it's a headbutt. It's up to the referee, Michael Griffin. If it's not a headbutt, if it was from a punch, then Hutchinson would win on a TKO if they stop this thing. I think he's saying it was a headbutt, a clash of heads. And that is huge. Joe Sousa, one of the best cut men in the game, is working on that cut right now.
That's right. That's the kind of cut it's going to be very hard for a doctor to let him go out. This is above the eye. It's early in the fight. It can get worse.
The referee, the referee or doctor can make the call here. The doctor says let it go on. Doctor's going to let it continue.
I wonder how much of that decision is based on how big this fight has been built up and how many people are in this arena. Maybe they're letting it go a little longer than they would let it go. That kind of cut, if it wasn't such a big event.
Now there's the end of round 2 with a subplot. And now Gatti and Hutchinson having a few words. They'll work on the cut of Gatti. We'll be back after this. We start round 3. Arturo Gatti, Joe Hutchinson underway. We were informed discreetly, I might add, by the referee Michael Griffin that that cut on the left eyebrow of Gatti was from a punch, Teddy. He did not walk around the ring and make it very obvious to many people that that was from a punch and not a clash of heads. And you have to wonder, with the severity of that cut, the only reason why they're letting it go is because they know that it was from a punch and not from a clash of heads.
And of course, if they stopped it from a punch, Gatti loses. And nobody here wants Gatti to lose. And he just put 20,000 people with the help of Willett and Hilton into this arena.
I can guarantee if that was a clash of heads, we'd have a technical draw right now.
Because it is a bad cut. And we were saying it right away. But most of the time, 9 out of 10. Maybe outside of this situation, 10 out of 10. A cut of that severity would be a no-brainer.
That cut reminds me of the cut Holyfield had, I think, against Ray Mercer. And Gatti's saying that he got flash of heads. Now we're going to get a timeout.
The referee is being influenced a little bit here by Gatti. Gatti's upset. While the referee's bringing the doctor in, wants to take another look at it. Again, the referee has decided, has made it clear it was from a punch. If this fight is stopped, he loses.
Lou Duva on the edge of the ring ropes. He's upset. That one was a clash of heads. Now Gatti's going to just open up. Looks like Gatti might be cut on the right eye, too.
And he's butting.
Now he's butting. He's butting back.
He's here where he was born. His first fight ever here. 20,000 people. And now all of a sudden, he's in a situation of being in a tougher fight or a tougher situation than he thought he would be in. He's getting a little bit anxious, obviously.
Now, why would a guy with 2 eyebrows cut even try to intentionally butt?
Even things up.
Yeah, but you could just worsen your own cut. You know what the other thing, Teddy, is? He's in with a guy who's not scared. You could say what you want about Hutchinson's opponents and everything else. He's not intimidated. He's not as good as Gatti, but he's not scared.
Only thing, Hutchinson standing in front, letting those body shots go a little bit too long.
Now he's going to be going for low blows, and I'll tell you what, they got a little over-officiating going on right here.
I think the referee's trying too hard to show. Maybe because they let this fight go on, as we said, where a lot of places wouldn't allow a fight with that cut go on. The referee's trying to show that they're not biased by warning the hometown kid for low blows.
Combination from Hutchinson. End of round 3.
You can see both heads are in there real close. And Gatti once again complaining to the referee, and the referee responding to Hutchinson to keep that head up.
That was an accidental clash of heads. So now let me ask you another question. The cut on the right eye of Gatti is from a clash of heads. The cut on the left eye is from a punch. Could they choose the cut to stop the fight?
That's a pretty complicated question there.
Column A, column B.
It definitely would create quite a firestorm.